Finally, you're here. I want to know about the first thing that came into your mind when you signed the contract was done. What was the first thing that struck in your mind?
Well, yeah, it took time, but I can say that the process was in place. And from day one, obviously, we were straight away engaged into preparation. The first thing which came in my mind was about the journey that we are heading into. So the excitement of walking into the unknowns. I know there is lot of talks about retaining the ODI status, 12 ODIs which are coming, how we are looking forward to. But it's more about ensuring that we create an environment. So the thing which I was looking forward to was very specifically meet everyone, understand their journey, connect with each and every person out here. My philosophy is also about people, places, passion with purpose. So that's where it was. That's where the energy was coming from. And so far so good. I mean, we are heading in the right direction. The environment is taking care of itself. All the players are taking the responsibility of building this happy dressing room.
So the challenge looks very tough. The road ahead looks very tough. So what made you accept this challenge? What was the pinpoint that made you okay? I'm going here.
I think I have to give that credit to the management, because I was very clear about the fact that if they are asking me to come here just to turn the tables around for the ODI status, then it doesn't connect to my vision. The reason I have committed myself to the job over here, one, the excitement of playing a bigger role, the responsibility which comes along with the bigger role. The second thing was envisioning something which we can fall back on for a longer period. So it was more about working towards creating some programs so that the player development program in place so that the players can progress, ensuring that even if we don't get some desired results, how do we stay on course? Obviously the first task is to somehow work on retaining the ODI status. But what if we are not able to do that? Then again, the support system in place to ensure that the right choices are done, in terms of designs of the structure that we want locally over here. At the same time, ensuring that the experience of playing games internationally continues, the fixtures in place, and the balance of player development, like I keep saying it, the skill development, the player development.
So coach, there's a lot of work behind the scenes, but the ultimate thing is the result inside the field. How's the team shaping up in your view? Is it up to the mark that when you came in the first day and to this day, is the team shaping up on the direction you wanted?
Yeah, so there was a curiosity around it, right? I wanted to see that how much are they capable as of now. My first hand experience with Nepal was long back. It was 2017, 2015. So it was from far distance I was looking at what they are doing and their progress. I must say that in last 8-10 days, the batters especially, the areas that they show they are capable of, one, scoring boundaries, two, rotating strike, is very much visible, at least in the open nets and in the nets. Now it's a question of how we create that clear thought process and ensure that they are connected to their game plans and the team game plan to get those results on the field as well. I think bowling as well, some of the bowlers have always done well for the Nepal team. And we have the mix of youngsters and the experience. So there's quite a good balance in terms of skills that I was looking forward to. We have some left arm seamers, we have right arm seamers, we have leg spin, we have left arm spin, we have off spin. So that skill in terms of challenging the opponents. At the same time, batting group in place. So it seems that if we keep working what we are working on at the moment, and if we keep backing our plans, if we trust our skills, trust our judgment, we can definitely look at getting some better results. It's all about improving day by day.
You're quite vocal about the skill set these players have, but in these previous instances also there was most of the coaches say the mental side of these players are quite lagging. And having seen you in previous tenures as well, you're quite focused on players, not just inside the field but off the field. You're constantly talking to them. So how do you think you can impact on that side of the things?
Look, I do believe that mind management and man management is part of something which I indulge in, and it's my strength. Like you said, it's small pocket windows of opportunities to have conversations with them, to make them understand what's working for them, what's ticking for them, and then to give them that understanding of process which will allow them to actually get the desired results in the game as well. So it will be a constant work. It's going to come down to engaging with them off the field a lot more, and then identifying what is going right for them on the field, and then holding on to that. I'm encouraging them to articulate what is going well for them, in their approach. So the more they can store that, it will become their confidence bank, and they can fall back on that confidence bank.
So coming into the field, in the recent series we have changed our batting orders. We have experimented a lot of times. So now that you've coming and we've got 2 years plan, at least with you, more than that. So what's the first thing that you're trying to emulate? Are we trying to experiment, or are we going for a long term with the same team?
See, trial and error is part of success journey. Okay, but at the moment I can say we want to building stability. Okay, but what I mean by that is players who walk into particular roles needs to grow in those roles. So unless we put them in the same roles time and again, they will not get an idea of what's working for them. So while we might, I would not use the word experiment, while we might, give some chances to some youngsters as well, but most of them will be positioned in their roles that they are comfortable with. And then obviously we want to see how well they are executing those roles as well in the phases. Because at the end of the day, the actual results will correlate to the roles well executed on the field, whether they are batting or bowling. So once I get a good sample size of that, then we can fall back on if we want to experiment something. But at the moment we're building in a lot more stability.
So we're playing first series in Nepal, then we have 3 continuous series that are
Yes.
part of League 2 series. So do you think this is a good opportunity that we can carry on the momentum going forward? We're playing ACC Premier Cup and all, but the permutation in League 2 is that we have to win 75%. So do you think this is a good chance that we can emulate on going forward?
So that 75% success you're talking about, number of wins
Yeah.
to maintain the ODI status. I think that is something which I'm trying to keep it away, because the more they'll think about it, they will not jump into the roles and the process. Yes, I think that having 12 games to look forward to build certain combinations is a good opportunity, and having 2 home series in that is another good opportunity. So I'm definitely looking forward to these ODI games to build our team, mainly obviously the batting unit as well.
The last time you were here, you were working with the under-19 team as batting consultant, and a lot of players are opening in the top order of the batting side now. So have you seen any improvements that you can pinpoint from that time to now?
Very short period, Adam, so I can't say too much in terms of improvement, because it will come down to scorecards. But off the field, like I say, I can see the improvement in the skills. I know that they have opened up some more areas where they are able to hit the ball well, right? So again, it's a progression, it's the journey that we are on, and only time will tell me how well they have progressed from the under-19. One thing which I can see is there is a transition which has happened, and at least 4 or 5 players I can recognize over there in under-19 team then are now part of the men's team.
Talking about transition, last time we played in the T20 World Cup, we had quite a few pool of players. Now the pool of players have increased, the skill set have increased,
Yes.
and you come on as a head coach now. So how do you see the selection process, the pool of players that you have right now? Do you think that has increased, and do you think that is enough for the level that we are aiming to compete in?
Well, if I come to that selection process first, I think for selection process also, the number of games and sample size always helps. So I know that they are playing Prime Minister Cup, which is the domestic structure for over there. I mean, I understood from the players that that's one thing which they play. But now in the period that I settled down with the management, obviously we are trying to create a structure where they have few more formats to participate in domestic cricket. I really hope that that falls in place, because number of games builds in experience. Number of games gives you the actual performances, the data which you're looking forward to, and then coming down to again, what was the next question along with selection which you said?
Yeah, the pool of players that
So the pool of players, yes, I think again, for like kind of a thing when I think about, we obviously did close camp with 30 odd players earlier on, and then we have brought it down to 20. So I have understood from the local management, the selectors, that these are the top 30 players who are doing something good for Nepal team. And I could see that in terms of their skills again. So if we nurture them well, there are most of the times in international fixtures and the whole year schedule which is in place, You have won the national team, and then obviously you create a side. I don't know how well we are prepared for that yet, but that is another proposal which I have given about having a Nepal A team as well. In that way, we can keep on grooming those players. But like you said, it will come down to some of the things. I think is coming down to the associate team, country limitations, the resources, the funding. So we have to smartly look at what will be the most important priority right now.
So I was coming to that. You've worked with test nations for a long time. You've had the best in the business. You faced against, you played with best in the business. So coming to the associate nations, how has the change in environment? How easy has it been for you?
Look, as coaches, right? It's not the audience which is important. As coaches, it's the coaching side of it which you enjoy is important. And what I mean by audience is that either it's a full member team or it's an associate team. At the end of the day, it comes down to how much the players are willing to work hard, how much they are hungry to learn, and that is what has attracted me over here as well. I know that we have challenges. Biggest challenge for us is the number of games which we get. But this year seems to be that we have some fixtures in place. So I'm looking forward to that because that will add up to the experience to them. And hopefully, when we talk about the mental side of it, it's a lot to do with the experience. The more they experience the success and the failure, the more they'll get mature, the more they'll get wise, and they'll be able to take better decisions. So for me at the moment, it's just about journey, the opportunities which we get.
So when it comes to Nepal, everyone is vocal about the fans, the support the fans give to the players. So having been with the Nepalese team, I don't think you have had chance to play in home series, but this time you're debuting in home series. What is the expectation from the fans that you have?
Well, again, come out in large numbers to support. See, this is sport, right? And sport gives you the joy. Sports gives you the joy of winning, losing, and then obviously building your characters when you're losing as well. So I think from fans, all I'll expect is that they keep supporting us, because I can tell you one thing from my eyes, whatever I've seen, they sweat a lot, they work hard a lot. Okay, so these young cricketers need their support. And if we get more support, I am sure that it will create an environment which is outside the dressing room, a happier environment which we look forward to, and it should motivate them to perform more.
Last question. The last time you were with Nepal, we defeated India in under-19s. And going forward in 2023, there's a chance we're going to face India again, but we'll play ACC Premier Cup before that. So do you have an eye on that fixture? Because you've been from India, you've beaten India staying in Nepal's side. Do you have an eye on that fixture?
Well, when you say more than meets the dreams of players, right? They want to compete with the best in the world. So, and dreams are not dreams without goals. So at the moment, we are setting some short-term goals, long-term goals, and when we are able to achieve that, finally they will have the dream to also compete with the best. It's again a journey.
So you're here for 2 years for now. So if you can clarify, do you have any long-term goals that in 2 years Nepal is going here, or do you believe in process going forward one at a time?
Yeah, I mean it's a process, right? At the moment, the way we should think is that who are the countries we are competing very regularly. So if we can get a lot more results in our favor with the teams that we play more regularly, that is something which is there in my mind, that we want to become one of the best associate teams who can compete more regularly, consistently, and get some results as well. And then from there we can again have a bigger goal.
Thank you, coach. Thank you for your time. All the best.
Thank you.
Want you to share.